lot of training with him to get to that stage as well. Now you can see that Kofi does look very much like a kangaroo, and he has, oh, there he goes. So he has very similar traits to the kangaroo, really good at hopping and jumping just like a kangaroo would as well. He has that really big long foot just like a kangaroo would. They just have extra padding on the bottom of their foot so that it can stay in the trees. Now, you are very lucky to see Kofi on the floor here because he does normally live in the trees. He lives in canopies about 20 to 30 meters high normally. So he's very comfortable in getting in those trees. Now you can see he has that really, he's come to say hi to you, very active. You can see that beautiful long tail. Now can anyone have a guess of what they use their tail for? It's a bit of a trick question. Yes and no. So it does look very similar like a monkey's tail would. They actually don't wrap around the trees and swing from tree to tree like a monkey would. They use it like a kangaroo would. So he uses it like a kangaroo for balance. So that's why it's so long, because he is very stocky. So that tail really does. He's very active for you guys. Oh no, Kofi, you silly man. So yeah, he is by himself because he is solitary. So he was part of a breeding program down in Victoria, and he was one of the first tree kangaroos born there. So, and now he's on his own. He's on a waiting list for his own breeding program. So hopefully one day he'll have a girlfriend in here. But he is on a waiting list at the moment because they are endangered. So if his genetics, look like they're good, then he might get a female as well. But you might have seen as well when he was crawling around, you might see those really long claws. So kangaroos have really long claws as well to grip onto the branches and pull leaves off. Whereas he grips, he's pretty good at climbing all over there. So he's very active for you guys, which is great. Yeah. His food comes at 8:30, so he is, definitely very hungry first. Yeah. He's like, do you have my food? Does anyone have any questions about our beautiful boy Kofi? No? You can see he is very, very active in the mornings because he's get this food, but normally they will be sleeping most of the time. You might find a lot of Australian animals do sleep a lot of the time. Koalas sleep 20 hours. Wombats sleep 16 hours, so Australian animals are very sleepy animals who are very lucky to see him up and active. So very active for you guys. Cool. Did anyone see the echidna behind them? I can't see. There's Diesel and Gomez.
You can keep filming this. Look at this.
Huddle up in a ball. Yeah. So you might have seen what an echidna looks like. So the sign here is what an echidna looks like. He's like scouting the security check if anyone else has food. So yeah, we have our echidna here. So there's two species in Australia. There's the long beak echidna and the short beak echidna. Differences, one has a long beak and one has a short beak. Now echidnas, a lot of people think they're porcupines where they shoot out their spines. But they actually, what they do is curl up in kind of like a half ball, I guess, and then stick their spines out. And their spines are made out of keratin, so that's what their defense is. Now, echidnas do a really cool breeding cycle called echidna train. What that is basically where a female will start walking and multiple males will start following along. It's pretty much survival of the fittest of who gets to breed with the female is the one that stays the longest with the female. So they kind of like not die off, but they kind of stop walking when they get tired, and the one that isn't too tired, they get to breed with the female. So the males kind of have to work for the females there. They also eat a lot of things. They eat things like termites. So we obviously don't give them termites in here. That wouldn't be a very smart decision, but we do give them enrichment to be able to display the behavior, because what they do is stick their beaks normally into termites. They have an 18-centimeter long tongue, so then they can just grab all those termites. So we give them things like meat mix and give them balls with holes so they can stick their beak in and grab all the meat mix. And they are also monotremes. So there are 3 types of mammals in the world. So they're up the center, which is us and bears. So that's having live born. And so then the second one is marsupial. So things like Kofi have a pouch, well not Kofi, but have a pouch and undeveloped young. And then there's monotremes. Now there are only 2 monotremes in the whole world. There's echidnas. Does anyone know what the second one is?
Porcupines
And
or hedgehogs.
So they are egg-laying mammals. So very, very unique. So yeah, echidnas and platypus, they both lay eggs. So yeah, quite unique animals. I think Australia does have very unique animals. If you come from overseas, coming to Australia, you might think these animals are very, very weird looking. But yeah, they are very unique because they are marsupials and monotremes. It's so nice you got to see him running around. He's a very active boy.
I'm not exactly sure. Devils then, maybe that's Tasmanian devils.
Anything there?
No.
So in here we have our Tasmanian devil. Her name is Louie. We do have one of them in here. We do have two sides, so if you can see where that gate is, we do have another side because keepers can't actually work in the enclosure with Tasmanian devils. Well, we can work semi-protected, but we just try not to if we can because they can actually crush through bones. So they've got a pretty big jaw, bite of the jaw. So yeah, they can crush through bones. So they do eat things like roadkill in the wild. So they are scavengers, they're not hunters. So they, will definitely, when they get roadkill, there'll pretty much be nothing left behind because they will crush through bones and eat the bone as well. So they are pretty good decomposers of the wild. That's why there's no threat to us. They're no threat to us because they are scavengers. We might go to the other side, see if she's lying around, because she's not on this side, so she might be on the other side. But we'll come through to our venomous snakes.
Oh my God.
So have a look at our venomous snakes.
Any snakes here? Oh, is it real?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Has everyone been to wildlife before? Or is this their first time? First time? How exciting. Cool. So yeah, we have all of our venomous snakes. Now on the left-hand side, around here, we have our death adders. So their name is Ethel and Beryl. So there are two of them in there. They're pretty good camouflage though. You might be able to spot them, see if you do see two of them. But how they get is they'll twitch their tail in the leaves, kind of looking like an insect. And so when there's like birds that come along, try to get the insect, then
Just keep it on this one.
So they eat things like
It's not moving.
small mice,
Can I hold it?
rats, all of that.
Can I hold it?
Well. And then if you come over this side, we have the eastern brown snake and our tiger snake. All of these are venomous animals. So they how they get their prey is through injecting venom. Australia is pretty good at naming their animals because they kind of say how it is. So eastern brown snake because it's brown, and then our tiger snake because they kind of do have like a yellowish orange stripe on their chest, and so that's why they are called a tiger snake. So like a little tiger on their chest. So these are all venomous snakes. Now the eastern brown snake is actually the third most venomous snake in the world. So we have pretty venomous snakes. Does anyone know what the most venomous snake in the world is? It is the inland taipan, which is also Australian as well. So Australia has the most venomous snake and then the third most venomous as well, and pretty up there venomous snakes. So does anyone know if you do get bitten by a venomous snake, what to do? No, don't. No, that was definitely the rumour though. So what you do is definitely apply pressure. So apply a bandage. So if you get bitten on the leg, definitely tying off that just with clothes or any type of bandage to tie it off because to try to not let the venom get to your body. Now, can anyone have a guess of how lethal the venom is and how long it takes until like you die. Does anyone know how long? So it's very close, very close. So about half an hour it takes if you don't apply any bandages, if you apply nothing, about half an hour you have until it's pretty lethal. So yeah, it's really important to apply that bandage. Applying that bandage, you can actually, there's been cases people surviving for 7 hours past that. So yeah, so it does make a massive difference because it's not going to the rest of your body and to your vital organs as well. So yeah, the anti-venom program is another thing that's really, really helpful with venom. So the Australian Reptile Park does a lot of anti-venom programs. Now it's really important to actually take a photo of the snake that you've been bitten by. If you do get bitten by a snake, you're not too sure if it's venomous, just go to the hospital just in case, because like I said, it is pretty deadly if you do get bitten by a venomous snake. And it's really important to take a photo because you can't give an anti-venom for a tiger snake if you've been bitten by an eastern brown snake. So it's really important to take a photo because definitely the anti-venom, you need the right one. The anti-venom program in Australian Reptile Park has been there since 1981. There's actually been there's only been about 3 deaths since then from the eastern brown snake, which is amazing because a lot of people do know, a lot of people have that knowledge, Australians do, when they grow up, because they know that to apply the bandage, to go to hospital and to get the anti-venom. When we do have venomous snakes here, we do have anti-venom available here because people do clean the enclosures and only senior humans do that. But yeah, we definitely do have anti-venom here just in case anything happens as well. But if you do go to hospital, you will need to go, the Australian Reptile Park will need to get the anti-venom and bring it to the hospital as well. So it is a whole process, but yes, it works. And you can see the numbers have been so low because eastern brown snakes, they live in like suburban areas, so they are quite common in, they've been common in my backyard and live only 2 hours out of Sydney. So it's quite, they are very, very common. But if you ever do see a snake, do you guys know what to do if you ever see a snake?
Run.
Run? Yes and no, because they might actually run after you.
Yeah.
So, because they do go based on vibrations. So there was a myth, I don't know if you know this myth, but you used to tap a stick on the floor to scare away the snakes. That actually attracts them because they pick up vibrations, so they rely on that. So when you're actually tapping a stick, they'll actually probably come towards you. So probably not the best idea. So yeah, definitely if you ever see them, just take a step back and just try to go around them because they're not trying to hunt you, you're not their prey, but if they feel threatened, they definitely will try to attack you. So definitely keep a distance from any snake, especially if it's venomous. Does anyone have any questions about venomous snakes? No? Okay.
What's in there?
Not in there. No. We have the 2 other So it's very similar to the blue tongues we do have in Sydney, the eastern blue tongues, where these are blotched blue tongues, so they're from the blue tongues. Where she is first sleeping at the moment.
Diamond pipe.
You have to look at the screen so I see what you are taking.
So over here we have our diamond pythons. So they are very similar to the venomous snakes, but how they aren't venomous. So they eat very similar things like small birds and rats and all of that. But they are, there are 3 of them. There's one just up here, one on the rock, and there should be another one. They got spotted. So pythons, diamond pythons, they normally live in the trees. So they are really, really good climbers. They'll normally be in those trees. So you might, when you go into the wild, you might not be able to see them that much because they are really good at camouflage. You can see that beautiful green color and then the little yellow specks. really good camouflage because it's looking straight at you. Because if you look up, it's very similar colours to that green, and then when you have the little like the little sunlight that comes through the leaves, it looks like the little speckles on there. So really good camouflage. Normally you can't really see diamond pythons there. So they can actually, how they get their prey is they will suffocate their prey. So they'll pretty much wrap their whole body around that, and then they can dislocate their jaws. So they can dislocate their jaw. So yeah, they can definitely get a big prey. So we give them like things like rats, you can pretty much see it go all the way down. Is that something? Is it Chloe? Yeah. If you have a look over here as well, try to see where a Tasmanian devil is. Might be in the bottom over here. Really close.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just doing a page and I will be doing one of the words this morning, so I'm just going to type this up.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Shall we end this now?
Anyone's fallen? Might be asleep. But I'll just talk a little bit about our Tasmanian devils. So Tasmanian devils, this is what they look like just behind you here, and then this is also their babies, so we'll stop to it. So yeah, Tasmanian devils, they're actually marsupials. So they do actually have a pouch, just like a kangaroo does. However, that pouch is actually backwards facing. So it opens from the bottom, and this is because they do a lot of digging, so they're actually not getting their joeys dirty. Now mothers will have joeys the size of a little rice grain. Now they'll have about 40 of those rice grains, but they only have 4 teeth. So it's survival of the fittest of who gets to the teeth first, and then the little